If you want to know how to escape the loneliness epidemic, then you are in the right spot.
Yes.
Are we?
My life is full. I am
And
not lonely.
what's the solution of escaping the loneliness epidemic?
Abundance.
And social circle.
And taking action.
And taking Welcome to our newest episode, and today we are talking about why it is important to build a social circle. Because the last weeks we did a lot of meetups with different people, challenges. We help people to start their social circle here in New York City. And one thing all the guys we met comment a lot to me that they are very glad that we are organizing meetups like this, that
Yes.
I'm helping them to start with their social circle, because sometimes they're just lonely and they don't have enough friends to go out to. And it's not just always to go out to meet women, but it's also to have a tribe of men, have a tribe of cool guys that have you back, and you don't need to be the lonely wolf. What was your feeling about that?
I mean, I definitely agree. I came from a very lonely time before I met and started working with you. And having a group of guys, I think a lot of people think this is us just hanging out with girls, but it's also hanging out with literally everyone.
Everyone, yeah.
So, but having a group of guys, just guy friends, I think a lot of men don't have that anymore. Many of their guy friends are married, if they're around my age, or they're with someone, or they're like them and they're lonely, but there seems to be this choice of being isolated first versus going out. And all it takes is one person to organize it. And if you want to start a social circle, you could be the one who organizes it.
Yeah. And it starts by going out. I remember myself, and other guy also commented or told me this, that when they got out of the relationship, nowadays guys are very attached in relationships, so they are only focused on their wife or on their girlfriend, or sometimes also on the friend social circle of the girlfriend. And when the relationship is over, they suddenly have nobody. Maybe they have some old friends, but in the meantime, the old friends, they have a family, they married, especially if they are older. And then suddenly you are alone, you are isolated. I mean, that's the same what happened to me basically after COVID when I broke up with my relationship. So basically you have friends, but then you are back and you need to find a new tribe. And that's where people get stuck. And if they know how to build a social circle, they can actually then get back out there and make the connections they want.
Well, I think it's like more fundamental. It's more like if you never built those skills, then you probably, if you're a shy person, you had a partner who had a lot of friends. She may have been very extroverted, and so she got all your friends for you. I'm really just talking about myself here. And so, but I'm not the only one. And so what happens is then you break up and now you're alone. And I don't want to peanut butter spread every guy's experience, but I do think that men tend to isolate more.
Yeah, they kind of focus a lot, because you remember these friends, they are in a relationship and suddenly you don't hear from them for 2 years and then they come back, oh, what's up? And then you basically know they broke
I'm always cool with that. I always laugh when that happens.
Suddenly, you're hanging out with your guys and then one guy gets in a relationship, and then from today until tomorrow he's basically gone, and say he can't do nothing. Oh, I need to stay with my girlfriend, I need to do this, I need to do that, and suddenly they are gone. And so their focus shifts, which is okay, they're in a relationship, but then they forget all the other social connections they have. They quit their sport, maybe they keep going to the gym, but they focus a lot on the one girl, which is okay when they're in a relationship. But then the problem is, nowadays many people, they break up eventually, many couples, and then the guys are alone.
Yes.
And that's why we are back to the beginning, what a social circle can do for them.
Yes, and I think that what a lot of guys are saying right now is not that, many of them would like to have a girlfriend, things like that, who are single, but many of them are also saying they'd like to have more guy friends. And it's not that you can't meet cool guys like doing hobbies, but when it really comes to bringing in people who are high achieving, and sorry if that's not you, like some people are going to be offended here, but the fact of the matter is there are guys out there who are going to the gym, working on themselves, working on their businesses, and this is not like an exhaustive list of high value, but the point is that there are other guys who are living at home with mom and dad and they're not pushing themselves. And now that may be some of your old friends from back home, and that's okay. Like, you can love them and be friends with them, but if you're looking for people who are going to motivate you, we're actually a little harder to find because we may even be used to being lone wolves, so we're not forcing ourselves to go out. Again, though, if you make a concerted effort via social circle.
And go to the right places, because, of course, you need to know what kind of people you want to meet. And then find the right places to go to. And that's what we all did in our journey here when building this social circle in New York City. So we found like different places we want to go to, and also then the people. I mean, we have like one of our favorite hotspots.
Yeah, we do. Mr. Purple. They're not paying us, not yet.
They are not paying it. They should actually from now. We are bringing like every week, bringing people to.
We're bringing a lot of
Mr.
guys.
Purple.
I don't know if that's like.
Yeah, but that's good. They spend money. The guys spend money.
That's true.
Except of me, I'm bringing people, but I drink water.
It's true.
That's a reality.
Well, don't tell them that.
No, not they. I mean, the other ones, they spend, because like the guys on the last meetups, they had food.
They did.
They had food.
They made up for us.
Yeah, they bought drinks, whatever. So,
It's very true. But
And
it is funny. We're going to clubs with guys, but that's okay.
Exactly. Yeah, because we are building social circle also with people with guys we want to connect with, and also one of my goals why I'm building this social circle is also to help others to do the same while I'm doing it. So
yes,
at the same time it's my business, but also my private life. So it's kind of goes in one-on-one. It's kind of hard to say, okay, that's like
the ultimate lifestyle business.
Yeah.
You have it.
Probably.
All right. Okay. So let's. You talked about buying drinks at the club. So what? Because like both of us, we go to clubs and we just drink water. And sometimes, to support the club, I'll buy Diet Coke, which is usually $7.
Or somebody invites me and they buy me a Diet Coke.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But we don't really drink when we go out, and so
occasionally only.
Like I drink, like if I have had a great day, like I'll go to a bar and have a beer or two. But when I'm going out and I'm chatting with people, I never drink. No, like if I was going on a date, I would have like a glass of wine
or something.
Right.
Like this,
And so, what about people who are relying on alcohol to talk to others? What do you like as a social lubricant?
That's like a crush. How do you say?
A crutch.
A crutch, not a crush. A crutch. American English.
Yeah, right.
No, it's a crutch for some guys, because alcohol, of course, if you drink alcohol, it loosens you up a little bit. You get a social, but you should not use it as a crutch.
Yes.
Like, I have no problem with people that drink alcohol. I mean, it's basically up to them. I mean, sometimes maybe they need a little alcohol to warm up and they are social. I think that's fine, but what you don't want to do, you just should use it. Oh, I need to drink alcohol to be social. No, you can be social without drinking nothing, just water. But it's more about the thing that you need to take action to approach different people, approach girls, guys you want to connect with. And if you go over this barrier, then you suddenly will feel that you don't need the alcohol. You just need to put in the reps that it feels more natural for you to do it, and then alcohol is no issue.
And I bring this up because I think that there's a lot of guys out there who, I mean, particularly if they're going to a club to talk to women, think that they need to drink and they can't imagine. Yeah. Or they don't want to drink, so they avoid clubs and they go to coffee shops, which nothing wrong with a coffee shop. but you're cutting off a part of your experience, and also for your own like self-development in places. You really want to be a person who could hang out anywhere, even if you have your preferences. So all I'm saying is, if you do drink out there, like, or if you don't drink, I should say, and you're concerned about going to a nightclub, you don't have to buy alcohol.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people buying alcohol there. No one is going to give you a hard time about it, and if they do, you just give it back to them, you know?
Yeah, and it's also, of course, cheaper. You don't spend like tons
Exactly.
of money. Like in this club, like you buy, I don't know, a drink for $30, which usually would cost, if you do it by your own, it would cost, I don't know, 10.
Yes.
Or even less. And so I mean, if you want to spend your money, okay, but I'm a little bit more conservative and say I don't need to drink.
I mean, if we want to do this in New York City, and you want to go to nightclubs almost
And
every
pop
night,
bottles.
yeah, right. Like, either you can afford it, and that's great, and you don't care.
Yeah.
Or
But even
otherwise,
if you afford it, like, do you really want to have the headache the next day?
no, I don't think so. And alcohol lowers in small amounts lowers your inhibition, but after that, it makes you kind of an idiot and forgetful, and so you could develop a lot of skills that night. You could have an on night, and the next morning you wake up and you don't even really remember what you did, on top of the fact that it works against your own self-progress, like weight loss and going to the gym, reading books, things like that. It just doesn't make you feel like you want to do it. And having gone out many nights with you, that one night we ended like at like 6 a.m., right?
Yeah.
The next night, even though you're tired when you go to bed at 6 a.m., not having alcohol in the mix still makes it like that much better.
Yeah. You don't have like a complete a crash at the next day. And also, if you drink alcohol and you drink a lot, and suddenly you approach different women, they see that you are drunk.
Yes,
and it's
they
not
do.
definitely nothing that is attractive to a woman if you come up to her and are drunk. And maybe it feels like you are social and talking to her, but on the other side, like if it's too much, then it will actually have the opposite effect, and you won't have success at all. That's my opinion, and I've seen it hundred of times of other dudes getting drunk in these clubs and then thinking they can approach women in a certain way, which is like completely over the top sometimes.
Yes.
So you don't want to be that guy. You want to be the smart guy, the guy that actually want to build the connections with these girls, with other people, and not relying on these substances.
And I have to say that, like, one thing about, like, I'm going to bring this full circle on Social Circle, is that all the people we brought in, none of them have excessive habits.
Yeah,
and this is something like, again, the importance of Social Circle. If your best friend drinks a lot, well, maybe they're fun to hang out with every once in a while, twice a year, but it's going to work against your own progress if you aren't bringing in people who are more stable and who are not looking necessarily to drink, but are also looking to connect like you. And I think that that's my favorite part so far, is that we've really found a like-minded crew.
Yeah, like-minded people that have probably the same or similar goals like you have, and then it will be just more easy to connect with them and conquer something together. And it's a better fit, and you just will have a better opportunity to bond with them and to make something happen, to have a great time. And on the contrary, I mean, if you have like these fun friends, I think it's fun every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, like Christmas night, like New Year's
do
night.
Whatever you kind of get hammered. But I would say, like, if you have like a constant mindset of building a social circle, and you are improving in every aspect of your life, in order to get also attractive social circle, you need to have developed this social gravity. And then you need to work on different things, of course, communication skills, also having a healthy lifestyle in general, what cool stuff are you doing, also displaying them on social media and so on. So I think there are a lot of steps in social circle where we talked already about it. But the essence is that if you want to reach your goals, you need to have a certain plan and my opinion is drinking too much shouldn't be in it.
Yes, agreed. Okay, so I would say for this week,
Yeah.
I would say I've had a lot of successes. So I've been going out every day and night, talking to everyone, and I still feel like that shy guy, but you know, it's so much better than it was. I remember when I first moved to Lisbon in 2022, I was out with some friends in front of a bar, and I was like, let's go talk to some girls. Yeah. And I went up to this girl group. I was like, hey, how are you? And then they were like, why are you talking to me? And I felt so embarrassed, and that like heat from my face was like on there for an hour. And the other guys like the other guys who I was with were like, wow, you're amazing. Like I mean, it was like not even a conversation.
Yeah.
But like, you know, and it extended beyond that. Like I couldn't talk to guys either. I couldn't really talk to anyone. I would struggle to ask for things I wanted. And while I got over some of that in the ensuing years, really in the last 6 weeks, I feel like I've taken off and people have commented on how social I am. And I take every opportunity, doesn't matter, old, young, male, female, whatever your identity, like what?
Black or white.
Yeah.
Green,
true.
Green, yellow,
it doesn't matter who you are. If I feel like I can say something funny, something give value, wish you a good morning, say, hey, how are you? I will do it. And it dawned on me, there was this point in a cafe where I asked the guy behind the counter about these cookies. Then there were these older ladies like talking about their son did some job, and I knew what it was. And then these 2 girls walked in, and suddenly I had brought them all in unison in one conversation together.
Yeah, that's called like merging sets.
Yes, and
in a professional.
Yes, but like you can do this at networking events. I mean, you can do this anywhere, and it just brings a lot of people like warmth and happiness, and that makes me feel happy, and it makes me actually where I was nervous to do it. And I'm still nervous in some settings. I actually but when I see the moment, I take it because it's just such a good feeling to just make people laugh.
Yeah, and if you connecting people together, this always provides value. So one important thing is you are never creepy when you provide value. So it's just the courage you need to bring up in order to make it happen. But if you can bring 2 different groups or 2 different people together, you are providing value.
Yes.
And that's one of the most important thing you need to remember, that if you're providing value, like everybody just will like you because they appreciate it.
It's true. And I think that like the thing to remember is that it doesn't matter what people think of you, good or bad, or even dating intentions. It's like, I bring that up because I was working with someone, you know, they were asking me, and we were just approaching people, and he felt a little overwhelmed, so I said, go tell that guy you like his pocket square. He's like, well, he might think I'm hitting on him. It's like, I don't think so, but like, you know, who cares?
Who cares?
If you so I went up and I told the guy I liked his pocket square, and we talked about where he got it from, and then we talked about suits, and like, you know, if you have a chance to give a compliment and you do it in a genuine way, most people are going to like it, save for a few instances where people are in a rush or it's just not the right moment. But
or they don't understand it. Like maybe they are in their world. Maybe you don't talk loud enough, or whatever it is. Like if it comes as most genuine, how do you say, like most authentic you can say, then people usually feel it.
Yes. And so what I noticed is when we went out, because I've always been in that camp where, you know, once the seal is broken, once I've made that leap, I can talk to people. And in many nights before I met you, I had been on, but you know, it would happen, let's say 4 or 5 times a year. Now it's happening almost every day. Basically, actually every day I go out, it happens. So.
And I think as we are running like a lot of challenges with guys we meet, we help them to build a social circle. So that's like one thing where we teach others to do, but we also do it for ourselves. So this always is like a good practice or not good practice, that's just a way to do it, but then also include others to do the same, and that's a lot of fun. And regarding the challenges we run with other people, also you are participating in a challenge, of course.
Yes.
So what would you say is your biggest takeaway so far from these challenges? Like for you personally.
Biggest takeaway.
Yeah, biggest takeaway. Or
that I'm like, that I'm more charismatic than I like told myself. You know, I was like, I'm so shy, and now I'm like probably a lot more sweet and charming than like I considered myself before. You know, it's just more like I didn't give it to the world. So in terms of things I've learned is that the first few weeks are rough, and it's probably worse than going to the gym, because like going to the gym your first time in a long time, you know, you're really sore, can I keep this up? But it doesn't really go to the heart of who you are. If you've been a shy person, you've been told, you know, don't stand out because of your family, because of your heritage, the way you were raised, like, you know, that's a hard thing to get over, and then your ego gets in the way, and you get mad at the people who are trying to help you because you just get really nervous and you want to protect yourself. So getting over that hump, I never thought I'd get over it, and I don't think it's like ever fully goes away, but I would say just seeing that there is another side to this, and it doesn't happen once a week. It doesn't happen every once in a while. It doesn't happen because you practice, because you have time. It happens because consistent effort.
Yeah, exactly. Consistency is very important. That's what we also talked about in last episode. And also, what would you say to someone that is in New York City and would like to take part in the next challenge to start to build his social circle? What would you say to someone like this?
Well, I would say that the lowest pressure thing that you could do is to come join us on Wednesdays at Mr. Purple, because this is guys hanging out with guys. Everyone's in a similar circumstance. You know, there are some people who are clearly better at talking to others, but everyone has that shared story that we all had to work on it. On top of the fact that everyone's just doing a lot of really interesting professional things. So it's not like going to a networking event that's just like a regular tech event where people wear name tags. Here you're forcing yourself to be social with a warm audience, with people who want you to be social and want to help you and are interested. And so I think it really starts with finding a tribe who can support you and who understands it. You know, your friends at the tech conference aren't going to understand this, right? The person, the singles night, they're not going to understand this, right? So like you, in the absence of like places to go, rather than waiting for someone to put it together, you need to put your own together first. And it's very easy. I mean, you pick a night and you go out.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like one, just for the explanation. So we do weekly meetups here on Wednesday, where we do networking, exchange experiences, talk about different topics just as a group. And every 2 weeks, we are running a 3-day challenge where we teach guys how to start a social circle from scratch. And always the first step, getting right their goals, their vision of how to build a social circle, what they want. And the second thing is to build these social skills, so when they go out there, they can connect with people. And the third day is then always like an in-person experience where we then go out all together as a group and apply some of these concepts that we learned the previous days in the challenge. And that's every 2 weeks. And you talked about the networking meetup, which is on Wednesday. And what about a challenge? What would you say to someone who is then coming, let's say, from the networking meetups, he starts a challenge, and then he can actually go out there and apply the things also with random people, not just from the meetup? Yeah.
I would say, you know, it's like one thing, because part of the challenge is online, and some people show up online but they don't come out. it's very important that you come out and you push your comfort zone. I think what makes what we do so different than everyone else is that we're in the trenches chatting with people for you, like not for you, but with you, while also simultaneously noticing where you are and pushing you to get out of your comfort zone. But at the end of the day, whether you do it with us or whether you do it with anyone else, you have to go out and you have to take action and test your skills. And you have to be okay with letting go of the outcome. Every person who came out with us had an excellent time. They had a fun time. Every person felt like they were down here and they went up here. But in some spaces we changed venues. They didn't feel as good. Versus we went back to Mr. Purple and everyone was happy again. If this is your first time doing this is all part of the game. So you just have to assume that there's nothing really wrong with you.
Yeah.
And that you're just learning.
Exactly. And I like, just the point being like, do it, go out there. But of course, do it with us. And
do it with us.
It's so funny, dude.
There are other people there, but they were pickup people,
Yeah, because we when we went out the last times, we met also other groups. I mean, more in the dating pickup space that are running their boot camps at some. They also like Mr. Purple, obviously.
Yeah, they like Mr. Purple too.
And so it was still very interesting to see kind of how other people are teaching this. I mean, for me as a that is teaching this kind of see what other coaches are doing. But I don't know. I don't want to brag too much, but I was like very proud of our group.
Our group was having fun. The other groups were a little tight. But that's what happens, okay? Yeah. So that's why it's good to go out with guys who you have a great time with, because what happens is, first, let's take it back. First of all, social circle is like MMA. It's the big one that encompasses all the disciplines, and you can pick what you want to be good at. And so this is different than night game attraction, which is just you going and talking to women and trying to do something with them or get a phone number as quickly as possible. In this case, what we do is we talk to people, connect with them on a personal level, we offer value, and it could be whoever you want to chat with. Yeah. We just want to get into the practice of doing it. So, the tension of that group versus our group was just killing it. We were having a great time, laughing, and I was very happy too. I thought that we did excellent. And so we've run this twice, and I would say it's always the guys start down here and then they leave up here because they feel good about their skills, they feel good about the night, they're excited about what they can do, and they really, in many cases, and this happened to me as well, they rethought what it's like to go out at night. So I used to think going out at night, loud music, crazy people, alcohol, going and talking to big guys who want to dominate, be aggressive, and then talking to women who don't like me. And what you actually find is that in these environments, people are warm and friendly, and you can really network with them.
Yeah, exactly. And people want to be social. That's why they're going to these places. And if you know how to connect with them, then they just will be friendly with you. There's nothing to fear there. It's more to kind of get out of your head and stop overthinking, and then make these connections. I've been to event tonight, to a crypto event, and usually crypto guys, how you know them, they're kind of
awkward.
Social when they go to an event, but a little bit awkward. But I wouldn't say they were quite awkward. We still had great conversations. But when I kind of come up with and say, hey, I help people to build social circles because they ask me what you do, and then I kind of explain it, and then everybody said, wow, that's super amazing. A lot of people need that, and they share then stories from their side that that. If they go on Crypto Mondays, they wait every month that's something happening, an event like this where they can go to. They would like to do more, but they don't know how. So they really, I feel like many people appreciate the support, appreciate somebody that that shows them how to go out, how to build a social circle, because sometimes they want to do it, but they don't have enough courage to just go somewhere and start. And
Yes.
and that's what I take a lot with me when I get feedback from just random people I meet, because what I said at the beginning, like the loneliness epidemic.
The loneliness epidemic. No, it's true. It's real.
Yeah.
It's very real. And I think that, like, just to give people examples of the people I've met at clubs, I met a famous artist who was traveling from London. His art was at one of the museums here.
Yeah.
I've met people that I'm going to be doing like business with, and so like just who are in the event space like me. And the point here is that it's not all about going out and meeting girls. Of course, like just about, I would say most people come in social circle do mention that they struggle to meet women, but not everyone. There's some people who've come in and that's not their issue, but they don't actually still know how to meet other people because they're so focused on that.
Yeah, they come like, the thing is, they come in for the girls, but then they realize there's so much more than the girls. So
I mean, I think that was probably me too. Like when I first started.
I mean, you need to get them out with the expectation to meet girls, but then they kind of come there and they say, actually, they're pretty cool to have like these other guys around,
right?
Because they can always come back and shit talk, and because guys talk different with guys than guys to girls, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So they always have, they can come back somewhere, they have their tribe, they can just talk whatever they want without thinking, okay, what can I say nowadays to a girl that she doesn't get offended. I think that's very relevant. That's what the guys then realize afterwards. And that's what also a lot of guys told me when I talked to them afterwards. They say, hey, actually it was like pretty cool to meet the other guys. They thought, I didn't really imagine that it would be like that cool. I was thinking, I'm talking to these girls. Of course, I want to talk to girls when I'm going out. I'm single. I want to meet. I want to meet these women. But then they realize, actually it was quite cool because I met all these guys and we had these bonding experiences, a feeling of just having a great time and not thinking about I now need to get any women.
Yes, and the thing is, like, the question we're always asked is like, well, how do you open women? What do you say?
Yeah.
And the thing is, whether you're opening a group of every type of person or you're opening women, whether it's one person or five, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, that's the most easy one.
That's it. Hey, how's it going? Like, it's not about what you say, and it's about how you say it. And for the men who think, I need to be so laser focused on meeting women, like, you developing this charisma skill is going to serve you the rest of your life, whether that's going on dates or whether that's making business deals, that's convincing someone of something. That's like, it really, social circle is like a gravity that pulls things towards you. Yeah.
And if you keep it as simple as possible in the beginning without overthinking, that's gold. And then everything comes then along because you focus not on what you say, but how you say it.
Exactly.
With the right body language, right tone of voice, eye contact, and then you're basically in and nothing can stop you.
Yes. Okay, so I wanted to ask you, because I've been thinking about this as we were helping some of the guys. So I feel like I look at this like a matrix, okay? Mm-hmm. So you have the people who have absolute approach anxiety, like they're kind of shy, and you have people who don't care, like maybe down here. And then you have people who are good at talking to others, or like good at talking to others up here versus not good at talking to others. And obviously where you want to be is you want to be no approach anxiety and good at talking to people. But what I found is that most of the guys who come in like from tech spaces are actually not bad at talking to people. It's hard for them to make that leap, because their anxiety is in there. But I compare this to some people are actually really good at opening, but they're not good at talking to people. They say over the top things or wild things, or they don't know how to carry the conversation beyond interviewing them. What do you have to say for these different types of people? Like,
I think in general it's like the of course the calibration. But calibration always comes with taking action and the reps. So if you if you go out there, put in a lot of reps, talk to a lot of people, you get automatically calibrated. Also with women, with other guys. But if you just do it, I don't know, once per week, then it's really hard to calibrate yourself. So basically, if you put in the work, if you put in the effort, you will get calibrated. And on the other side, it's also helpful if you have somebody that can give you the feedback.
Yes.
Then actually say, hey, you're kind of doing this over and over, and then you can kind of adapt, because most of the times you probably won't realize what things you are doing wrong, what things are working already, and where are the gaps that you need to work on in order to get better. And that's why a crew, it's good, that will then give you feedback. But then while then putting in the reps, then that's where the calibration comes in. And I think that's then like the whole package in order to work on that issue.
And, in thinking about that, I think that a lot of people want to say, okay, well, here's the next level and here's the next stage. But my own personal evolution is I don't really know exactly when I got better. Like, I used to talk to people. Like, I'd even say hi to the security guards and they'd be really like gruff with me. Okay. Like, they're like, why the hell is this guy talking to me? And this, I was in Brooklyn like a few weeks ago, and I was at a bar, and someone I had just met at the bar, we just struck up a conversation, but he had gone outside and was kind of like saying something stupid to the security guard, and the guy's like, show me your ID or stop talking to me, and he was like burned by that. And so obviously security can be hard, like they're not always your friend anyway, but the point is, I don't know when people just suddenly started becoming so much more responsive to me. Like, there must have been a change in my energy. Or I went out Saturday and I was feeling like really, like Saturday day, I went to the stalls at Union Square and I was feeling kind of down. I was like, maybe I won't talk to anyone. And then suddenly I'm in this conversation with 3 women at like one of these jewelry stalls. And so I don't know exactly what changed in me that suddenly I started talking to people a lot more. It's just you blink and it happens. So you really have to trust the process, right? You can't look in a mirror and see yourself different. Like, I mean, I probably do look in the mirror and see myself as a lot more charismatic now. But you know what I'm saying? It's not like weight loss.
Sometimes you realize it. You don't realize it while you're doing it. It's like just so automatic, and then you're just doing it. But you still like keep working. That's like the nature of a man. You always want more. You always want to have like think, okay, I need to improve. But you still have, you're already past like a certain journey with, where it worked better time by time because you put in the reps, and then you're just flowing into something, right? And sometimes it just needs one good interaction, and then like it flips the whole game. And that's the beauty on it, that even if you don't have a good time, the only one interaction is enough to turn around the whole situation, the whole day, from having like a bad day to like 100.
Yes, it's true. And just like as we wrap this up, I'm excited to take these skills forward. So I have a wedding I'm going to in a few weeks, and then I'm going to be visiting my friends and parents back home in Columbus, Ohio, and then
They won't recognize you anymore.
Yeah, right. They always say that every time. They will kick him out
and say, "Hey, who is this guy? We don't want him anymore."
Every time I see him, like last time my dad saw me, he's like, "Oh, you're like a CEO now," and now he's gonna be like, He said I was an impresario now because I started running events. So, but I'm very excited to go take these skills because they're very portable back home. And I go back home twice a year, and I don't have a whole lot of friends there. But I think with something like this, I could build a social circle there, so that whenever I go back to Columbus, I actually have people in networks and things. It isn't just going to be me hanging out at my parents' place for hours because Columbus can get boring. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
I
like
can imagine it's like a
yeah, right.
not much happening place.
I mean, at least not on Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah,
like there's
not
some
like New
weekends,
York, yeah.
not like New York, but
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
that's the thing. So, and I'm excited too because many of my friends in Lisbon will not have seen me for a few months, and
Yeah, they are happy to see him again, like as a maybe not different person, but
just
the
more
still different
outgoing.
still, yeah, they're outgoing,
Yeah,
because
different
they
vibe.
know they always like if you don't see a lot of people the people like for a long time and you suddenly see them again, they will say, oh, you changed so much, because they are used to how you were, I don't know, 6 months ago.
Yes.
And then suddenly they think, oh, like he changed, but it's actually good. So
Well,
yeah.
I'll give you an example. I posted on Instagram a story of me at the Barnes and Noble in Union Square, and I was presenting my book. And I've had a lot of public speaking, but for so many years my public speaking had ums and uhs in it.
Yeah.
And not a whole lot of people minded. They said it was authentic. But when I watch that story,
Yeah.
there's none of that. And even in these sentences I've just been saying here,
Yeah.
a lot of my ums and uhs have actually gone away. And it's because doing this work, I've learned to slow down what I'm saying, say it slower, say shorter sentences, not try to draw people in on long stories. So get to the point quicker.
Exactly. And also, if you keep practicing talking to the camera, this automatically will give you more skills in talking in front of people, and also for your social life. So I think you can just keep practicing this way.
Yes, you can definitely do that.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. In this case, great episode. Follow us for more.
Yes.
The next time we can also go over a little bit more about the technical things about Social Circle. We have a great guest coming to join us this week.
Oh yes, the venerable.
And we will talk. I think the next week we will also talk a lot about social media. We didn't really talk about why social media is important for Social Circle, so that's like a focus for the next weeks. And also I think we can talk about a little bit the CRM engine that people need to build a social circle, because we have probably, if we count women and men, we have probably over 400 or even 450 contacts in our CRM
Right.
list.
It doesn't count the ones that I'm still have to add over the last week.
Exactly. He still needs to
I'm
put
being
in some
lazy.
work.
You can't be lazy. You got to put it in there. So.
Exactly. But we will next time also talk a little bit more about a little bit the back end engine of building a social circle. I think that's some topic that will be very interesting. But the basis still will be social skills, communication skills, because that's what you need to build a strong social circle.
So if you like that, comment, subscribe, and when will we see them?
Yeah, we will see you on Wednesday for our networking meetup in New York City, and then the next week we have another challenge. So there are enough possibilities to get in touch with us.